Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Artichoke Music. Thank you for coming out on this chilly Saturday night. We appreciate it. A couple little housekeeping things I'd like to take care of first. If you have a device, by the way, I'm back here at the sound booth talking to you. Hi, everybody. It's not some disembodied voice. If you have a device that you occasionally receive phone calls on from your grandchildren who never call enough, would you please turn it off, or at least put it on stun for the evening? We'd appreciate it. That big purple box up next to the stage is in fact a restroom. A fine restroom, except we ask that you not use it during the program. It's fine for intermission, which we'll have one of. We have two other restrooms in the building. If you go out the curtains, the back here where you came in, and take a left and go down the hall, you'll see a staircase to your left. To go up the stairs, top of the stairs is a nice restroom. Or take 3 more steps, then take a left into the store, past the wall of ukuleles, the banjos, the hammer dulcimers, and the little twinkly lights will lead you to another fine restroom. The other thing we have going on tonight is at the bar is a brand new Lawrence Schulte guitar. That guitar is being raffled off next Saturday night at Winterfolk. Tickets are $10 for the raffle. You don't have to be present to win, but it does support Transitions Projects, which is one of the longest running groups that helps people along the street who are homeless, houseless, or otherwise in trouble. So that's where all the money goes, from Winterfolk and from the raffle. Plus, you get a brand new handmade Lawrence Schulte Paolo guitar. Pretty cool. Okay, enough about me. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome Corky.
Ha! Ha! Howdy, howdy, everybody. Yeah, Coreson. He just threw a blank. Yeah, no, or that, or he assumed everybody knows me. I'm notorious. So I know most of you. I really do. This is exciting. I've got friends and family, and I know most of you. But I am concerned about one thing. There are some people here I don't know, and I don't know that you're going to be quality audience members, you know? Now, the thing that discerns a quality audience member to me is you got to come here to have a good time. If you're going to have a good time, you got to be somebody that laughs easily. And in order to laugh, you have to be able to recognize funny when you hear it. Now, a lot of you may not be capable of that. Ron is. But fortunately, I have a device with me. I have technology. I call it a humorometer. This device will allow me to test the audience to see if you people know funny when you hear it. Now, you may be thinking no such device exists, but I assure you, with a simple push of a button, I can tell if you think that's funny. Personally, I think this is hilarious. So if you think this is funny, I say let her rip. Funny? I was really hoping I'd have a whole room full of people laughing at adolescent fart jokes, because those are the kind of people I'm after. I've let some good times go unenjoyed, 'cause I demanded only great ones. I've spent way too much time being annoyed when I should have been having fun. One time this guy in a green Chevrolet cut me off. That's all it took to ruin my day. But now I notice days like this one and people like you. Although it would have been better if you'd have laughed at the fart thing. I gave a spin to the corporate wheel, and it blew right by my number. It turns out I'm not too good at pillage, and I'm even worse at plunder. To a guy like me, the bottom line is just relax and have yourself a real good time and appreciate a day just like this one. People like you. Now, most folks think the key to happiness is win the lottery, when really it's just find a way to have a grateful heart, and frankly, that's the way it ought to be. Hit the brakes, kill the engine, let's get this life slowed down. I'll take this moment right here with you, over 20 on the town. You know, of all the things that I have endured, I've learned one good lesson for absolutely sure, and that's appreciate a day like this one and people like you. Yes, I loves me some days like this and people like you. Hallelujah for days like this and people like you. Howdy. Well, and this is pretty cool to see everybody here. Obviously, it's about releasing my CD and about raising some money for Red Cross, and we'll talk about Red Cross quite a bit. The CD, I'm super pumped about, and Gary Ogan was the producer for it. He was not able to be here because the lovely Lori has the COVID, so he had to, he had to. And, you know, most of us, I think, are kind of getting past that. I thought, you know. We could experiment, you know, like everybody lick somebody at the table next to you. But anyhow, Gary and Lori are watching at home. So how about on the count of three, hi, Gary. 1, 2, 3. Hi, Gary. Yeah. They're at home watching the live feed, so. This has been an absolute blast, and I'm very, very psyched that I have such great players that I conned into being a part of this tonight. Now, the second song, this is kind of a weird deal. There's a song on the album it's called Song for the Buds, and this is about a group of a couple that are traveling around the world in this sailboat. They bought a junky sailboat and rebuilt it and took off, and their YouTube channel is fantastic. It's called Sailing Project Atticus, and I strongly urge you to watch them. It's a wonderful deal. And for some reason, the song just, after watching that, the song just showed up, and I kind of had to write this song. It was one of those get out of my head kind of things. So I wrote this song for them, and I sent it to them, and they liked it. So I did a music video using this wonderful footage that they've shot all over the world. And so I wanted to do the music. I thought I'd kind of sing with the track and do this music video for you tonight. And I bought this 47-inch TV to have up on the stage with me. Now I thought, hey, wait a minute, you can't just show up and do that without testing the system. So I took the TV out to my studio and I plugged it in, and it worked perfect. Unfortunately, the only thing I had to set that big heavy TV on was this plastic folding camp chair. Yeah. And I checked it. It was fine. The next morning, I came out to the studio, and the TV and the camp thing looked like roadkill. It's like flat, very, very flat screen TV, much flatter than necessarily designed to be. So I guess I'm doing it karaoke tonight. So we're going to hear the track, just to show you some of Gary Ogan's wizardry here. He sings backgrounds and plays nearly every instrument on it. And imagine in your mind this wonderful video going on. Well, it will be on YouTube late tomorrow, so you can see it there if you want. Let her rip, Gary. life. We've made some observations. There are lots of things that we don't need. One of them is a destination. All who wander are not lost. There's no need for detailed plans. We'll stay as long as we want, because we know we always can. Hoist the sails, maybe just drop the hook. Either way, it's a beautiful day in our book. We both agree the best way to be is to spend every day being able to say my bud is right here with me. We've got guests on our voyage who sail along from their screens. Voyagers who can plainly see not every day is serene. There's always some broken something or some mess that we need to clean. Be that as it may, at least we both can say my fate's decided by me. So hoist the sails, maybe just drop the hook. Either way, it's a beautiful day in my book. We both agree the best way to be is to spend every day being able to say my bud is right here with me. The day will come, we'll have to step off the etiquettes. What we now call the future will be looking back at us. There might be those who will ask, did you spend your days as you should? We'll simply smile and say, who else's life is this good? Till then we'll hoist the sails, maybe just drop the hook. Either way, it's a beautiful day in our book. We both agree best way to be is to spend every day being able to say my bud is right here with me. Thank you. Yeah, it's a really, really good YouTube channel. I encourage you to check it out. I need to get Cal and Jack up here. Let me explain what's going on tonight. This first set is basically going to be like a songwriter's circle, because these guys are all such great songwriters, and I'm being an absolute diva tonight. And I asked them if they'd do my favorite song of theirs. And so I got Cal to do one of my favorites of his. I'm going to have Jack do one of my favorites of his. Do I need to? There we go. And then we'll do one from the album that the three of us do together, which Cal plays on the album, by the way. All right.
What's the name of
The album is called Optimystique. Oh, and by the way, you bought a ticket. That means you bought a CD. And back there to the left of the door as you're leaving, you can go get them before you leave if you like. There's a huge bunch of those CDs. So grab one. They're yours. I also have my old CD kind of behind that. And if you want one of those, you can do that too. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him, you can't live without him.
Do we have this in the mix?
I'm not hearing it. So Cal is one of those really annoying people that plays everything well. And yet he's still easy to like.
There it is. So Corky asked me to do this tune. It's from a CD I released in 2013. I'm not that old.
1913.
And it's a tune about a guy. I see him as a kind of a Midwestern 30-something guy. And he hears about Oregon. And he moves out here to be with all the cool people. It's called Overcast Skies. Packed up my clothes and bought a ticket on a Greyhound bus. I blew my nose, said my last goodbyes. I hitched up my pack, set out for Oregon. I'm gonna make my home under overcast skies. Under overcast skies, overcast skies. You can sing. I may not stay dry, but I can get by under overcast skies. All of this rain is a blessing in disguise for my peaceful home under overcast skies. When we pulled into town, it was pouring down cats and dogs. I must admit I thought all of this rain will be my demise. When I got off the bus, oh, you know there was something in the air. And I knew I was home under overcast skies. Under overcast skies, overcast skies. I may not stay dry, but I can get by under overcast skies. All of this rain is a blessing in disguise for my peaceful home under overcast skies. It's true that you won't see a shadow on Groundhog Day, and you won't see the haunted moon on Halloween. Yeah, but you won't get frostbite finger like on a Fargo Christmas morn, and you won't get a sauna in the streets like in New Orleans. met a Portland girl. She's a barista in a vegan bar. She has a red tattoo out of sight from the casual eye. She rides a 3-speed bike, plays cello in an indie band. I fell head over heels under overcast skies. Under overcast skies, overcast skies. I may not get dry, but I can get by under overcast skies. All of this rain is a blessing in disguise for my peaceful home under overcast skies. Gonna if you're caught out in it, this is my home under overcast skies.
Yeah. Now you
Thank
see
you.
why I liked that one. Jack, it's your turn.
Can I put in a little plug here? Artichoke is starting a new thing called Artichoke Afternoons, and trio that I'm in called Scott Bailey and Ross is doing one of the first ones on the 19th, Sunday, I think the 19th. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, rock and roll in the afternoon. How's that idea? So come on out and get this new series kicked off. Hey,
Okay.
hey.
This is my friend Jack McMahon right here.
Howdy.
We're going to do a song that he and I wrote together here after he does this one where my diva self insisted that he do. And all the radio people in the room will probably understand why I picked this one.
There we go. Yeah, so I don't want to set up these storylines too much because it's a long night ahead of us. So, but anyway, the setup for this real quickly is I was playing a gig down at McMahon's Hotel, Oregon. I was waiting to get paid. I was sitting at the bar, and it was a away game by the Oregon Ducks, basketball game going on. I think it was against Arizona. And so finally I got my paycheck. I got in the car, and I'm driving up the freeway and rolled down the window. You know, it's a really good feeling when you have that paycheck in your pocket and you're rolling home. And, you know, as a songwriter, every once in a while we get these jump-off ideas, these lines, and the line that popped in my head was, I'm flying down the road, country music on my radio, 1,000 miles from home, miss my loved ones so. And I did have, I was tuned into some cool country station out of Medford, and so the temptation was to write a musician on the road song, you know. And I thought back to the experience in the bar of this song, sportscaster doing an away game for a college team, and I thought, like, you know, there's been a lot of, I always love these songs where, you know, the occupation is used to define the person, and to my knowledge, no one's written one about the sportscaster. This is not about the high dollar, you know, the Joe Bucks and Marty Glickmans of the sports world, more about the guys that do these. They're probably going from town to town, staying in a Motel 6, driving in a rental car kind of guy. And with that in mind, I'd like to dedicate it actually to a guy that was, you know, close to the heart of Portland's Blazer Nation, Bill Shonley. It's called A Sportscaster's Life. Now I'm flying down the road, country music on my radio, and I'm 1,000 miles from home. Lord knows I miss my loved ones so. Well, the station sent me here to sell Viagra, tires, and beer, and to use all the moves that I've been shown. Oh, a sportscaster's life. is a lonely road. And you know I used to play the game, spent 2 seasons in the CBA. But after 2 knee surgeries, my left was never quite the same. So I donned the suit and tie, looked that camera right in the eye. Now my best friend is a good microphone. And a sportscaster's life is a lonely road. Sometimes there's women in these hotel bars. They claim they've seen me on TV, but it's some player that they're waiting for, and they try to get to them through me. And in the end, it's still my credit card and me. My little boy turned 6 today. Gave him a call when he got in from school, and he thanked me for the gift. Then he put his mother on the line. While the pleasantries were forced, been a year since we divorced, and in time it gets better, or so I'm told. Tonight a sportscaster's life is a lonely road. Hey, at least it pays the bills. I still enjoy the thrill of that play by play. Well, I really hit my stride last night. The score was tied in double overtime, and the crowd noise grew so loud that I could barely hear my own head think. And they left me with no choice. Yelled so loud, I nearly lost my voice. Man, I thought that place would explode. Oh, a sportscaster's life is a lonely road. So now I'm flying down the road, country music on my radio.
I love that. Yes, sirree. So, Jack and myself are both pretty much, Wait a minute. First off, I got to hand it to this guy. All of us coming up on the stage here tonight, we're all kind of relatively the same age. And you'll see a lot of hats. And I want to say I'm proud of you, And in your honor,
Yeah, all right, man.
I will dispose of the hat.
I figure with a head of hair like this, what have I got to hide, right?
Yeah, but your hat is cooler than mine.
Cooking some meth on the side with that.
That's Heisenberg. So you wouldn't know it to look at Jack and I because we're old hippie, peace, love kind of guys, but both of us really, really like the sport of boxing. And so Jack comes over to my house to watch boxing. And I don't know exactly why I like boxing so much, but I know why he does. Because you can take the boy out of Jersey, but you can't take that Jersey out of the boy. I know. I always, just the thought that you've come from Jersey, and I know there's not a lot of Italian mobsters named McMahon, but I, the Jersey thing, got to be, I think your next album should be Jack McMahon tunes you up a little,
Yeah. You will like it.
Oh, no, I got it. Jack McMahon, leave the gun, take the cannoli.
I like that.
So anyhow, Jack came over to my place, and we watched this fight, and then after it was over, went and got our guitars, and he said, "Oh, you working on anything?" I said, "Yeah, I got one going." I said, "It's I gave him the words, and I put it up on a music stand." He goes, "What's it sound like?" I said, I don't know. I haven't written anything musically for it, just words." So he goes, "Okay," and he just played it, and then he added some words and stuff. It was amazing. And then when we got to the studio, we recorded this album in COVID. So the way it worked is that I would be in my studio and I'd just play guitar and sing something, and I would send it to Gary Ogan, and then Gary Ogan would add drums and bass and ocarina and 50-piece orchestra and whatever, and send it back. Well, we sent this to Mr. Cal, and he laid down this trumpet part that just knocked me out. So I loved it, man. Yeah. So here's the song that Jack and I wrote.
You got to count it in, so I'm going to hit the first note.
Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. From the safety of your dreams, you can be whatever you choose. It's where you're highly esteemed, and you always win, you never lose. Where your bills are always paid, and the sky is always blue, and you never feel afraid. And true love is always true. But once you feel for real, things come apart at the seams, where dream and real worlds collide. Once you feel for real, got to feel all that stuff that you feel, and you're forced to finally say goodbye to the safety of your dreams. The safety of your dreams. Imagination built a home where things will always go your way, and living in this comfort zone, it's a quiet life until one day Once you feel for real and you break those old routines and you put all your fears aside. Once you feel for real, well, now you've sealed the deal. You're forced to finally say goodbye to the safety of your dreams. The safety of your dreams. To the safety of your dreams. Oh, love it. Love it. Cal Scott. Yeah. All right. Okay. Like I said, this first set's kind of like a songwriter circle.
Get a mute on here.
It's electrifying. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was trying to do.
So we got two more songwriters are going to pull up here. They're going to do a song each. We're going to take a break, and then we come back with a whole band and rock the house. You know what I'm saying? So now we need John Bunzow and Denny Bixby. You may, if you're a regular here at Artichoke, you may know them as the ex-Nashville Cats, and because they're ex from Nashville, you know. You guys taking these two? Is that the plan? Okay. I will get out of your way. Yeah. Well, I know them. They're all cousins. You know? I'm staying out of the way. You're doing this one?
One and two. Yeah, it's not on.
Yeah, I don't want to step on your cord there.
ABC, 1 and 2.
Taller guy height here. What are you saying?
So this is a great night for Corky, and we've known each other for quite a while. And I knew him from The Voice on all those great stations in Portland over the years. Okay, and this is my good friend Denny Bixby, the best of the best of the best, I'm telling you, and great singer-songwriter, bass player, harmony singer, all that.
You're going to make them have expectations.
Yeah, here's references to Bob Dylan in this song, since he was the most influential guy for me anyway. Visions of Johannes playing in this coffee shop. All these surfers and seekers are getting messages from Bob. Steam rises up from my double cappuccino. I'm looking for something real here in Akron, Ohio. Pretty girl next to me, a dove flies from her pocket. Her words bounce upon the tabletop. Sparks shoot from the socket. She's wearing dime store pearls. She got a Grateful Dead tattoo, and a rattlesnake is coiled upon her cowboy boots. She looks a little dusty, just rode in from Arizona, and a marching band welcomes her right outside the window here in Akron, Ohio. Gypsy woman is on the telephone, reciting yesterday's horoscope. Spirits are dancing all across this floor. We got ballerinas and Zydeco here in Akron, Ohio. She's got a photo of her cat she named Fidel Castro. Strapped upon her back is a Fender Telecaster, needing practical advice. She's got all the answers, and if a tree falls in the woods, you know that she'll be there to catch it here in Akron, Ohio. A gypsy woman is on the telephone, reciting yesterday's horoscope. Spirits, they are dancing all across this floor. We got ballerinas and Zydeco here in Akron, Ohio. A simple twist of fate is playing in this coffee shop. Hope she hangs around a while, 'cause I sure need what she's got here in Akron, Ohio. Here in Akron, Ohio. Thank you, folks.
Okay, that'd be cool just for this.
This way I can be taller than you.
Thanks. Yeah, I just realized I always play this song sitting down.
And you'll quickly understand why I picked it.
Thanks, Corky. Okay. Well, this song was inspired by a friend of mine who wrote something to me. Excuse me. Back about 1991. I was just finishing my tenure with the band. It was Mary Chapin Carpenter's band, actually, and her keyboard player is a wonderful guy, John Carroll, songwriter and singer. And they gave me a book and all wrote inscriptions in it. And what John wrote was, "Denny, I love your big fat bottom." And of course he was talking about my bass playing. So I thought about that not that long ago, and so I came up with this song as my ode to the bass guitar. I like the big fat bottom. I dig that big fat bottom. When I'm feeling low, that's where I like to go, down to the big fat bottom. Some people like guitars with their fancy schmancy licks, but experience has taught me that all the groovy chicks like the big fat bottom. They dig that big fat bottom. Some people that I know like that rhythm down below, so I give them the big fat bottom. Now, some players like a 6 or even 7-string bass guitar. Telling you fellas, the upper registers ain't where it are. You need the big fat bottom. Gotta have that big fat bottom. You wanna make the people move, lay down a low down groove and give them the big fat bottom. Some people have heroes upon whose shoulders we stand. They taught us about the power of the music in our hands, like Jamerson, Collins, and Chambers, who laid the bedrock down. They moved my soul and taught me my role in purveying the beautiful sound of the big fat bottom. I need that big fat bottom. If you're looking for me, I'll be down in the BFB. Yeah, that's the big fat bottom. Big fat bottom, yeah. Thank you very much. Thanks, you guys.
Okay, we're going to take a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Let me do a little plug here first. Braden is back there on sound. Where'd he go? And I thought Gary was too. Gary's doing some video, I know. Briggs John is working the bar for us. Thank you, Briggs. And and no party is complete without Steve Arell at the door. Come on, we love you, Steve. Hey, this might be a good time. Denise, would you come up here for a minute? This will be great. So, you know that this is about raising money for the Red Cross. And this lady right here, you've been hearing some of my musical heroes tonight. This is one of my heroes. This is Denise Everhart. And God dang, what is going on there?
I don't know.
Gary, you want me to grab the other mic?
No, you're fine. It's not the mic, it's the guitar.
Oh, okay. So anyhow, I never get your title right.
Nobody does.
Try it.
I'm the Division Disaster Executive.
And what is your territory?
Alaska, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, California, and all the Pacific Islands.
Yeah. So when there's like disasters break out in any of those places, she's helping put that together, which makes her a really annoying person to camp with. Because when the phone rings, then you have to find the nearest airport.
Yes.
And while other people are running away from places, she's going into them. So, so tell us a little about what the Red Cross does and something about the kind of resources it takes to do that. I mean, it's pretty big.
It's pretty big. So the American Red Cross, I love our mission statement. So we prevent and alleviate human suffering by mobilizing the power of volunteers and the generosity of our donors. And I think the superpower of the American Red Cross is mobilizing the power of our volunteers. So on any disaster that we go on, we offer shelter, feeding, we offer disaster mental health, health services, we give out tarps and cleanup kits to restore your home, we give out some financial assistance, but 90% of our workforce is volunteer. And these are people who leave their homes, who come out, who sleep in a shelter with our clients, they go into terrible conditions, the food isn't great, but they come out and they serve humanity and they make things better for people who have been evacuated from things like wildfires, like we've seen, floods, tornadoes. The number one disaster we go on is when somebody's house burns down in the middle of the night. 60,000 times a year, the American Red Cross responds to that. We also have other lines of service. We collect blood. You all have probably heard about that. We do services to the armed forces where when our servicemen overseas need to get in touch with a loved one at home due to pregnancy, preferably, or illness, we are on the bases and we make those connections. We also do first aid, CPR, and babysitting. We teach people how to babysit.
And we want to thank you because your ticket, we're donating the proceeds of the tickets to the American Red Cross. So that, and you get a CD out of the deal too. So thank you for doing that. And if there's anybody else you think would be interested in either a CD or donating to the Red Cross, you can go to my Bandcamp page, which I believe is on the CD, isn't it? Is it, Joel? I think we put it on there, didn't we? Okay.
Or
All right, we'll do that.
We make it easy.
Yeah.
Redcross.org.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah. So anyhow, donate if you can, because people like Denise do wonderful stuff, and apparently you can too.
Yes, you can.
All right, thank you. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with a whole band, and we're going to play the rest of the CD.
not going to be needed up here?
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, let's use it. Get it up there.
I sit whenever I can because my back seizes up if I don't. Oh, did it?
Yeah, I broke it a long time ago.
Broke your back? Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It was uncalled for.
All righty. Well, I got a couple of announcements. The most important one is that I just got a text from Gary Ogan that said, "A rock." Yeah. And it was spelled about like that, too. The other thing is, if you live up in the hills, you might want to know that Shelley was just telling me that there is now a freezing rain advisory moving in. Yeah. And it's going to hit here about 10 o'clock. So we're going to play all the songs really, really fast. And yeah, really. So, yeah, she asked me if I'd make that announcement. I thought, are you kidding?
Don't say
I
any
want
of
to
that. Don't
watch
say
everybody
that.
get up and go, ah! Run for the door. So, and again, the CDs, they're yours to take. There's a rack of them over there on the left-hand side of the door. And now we got the whole band, and let me tell you who they are. My buddy from I figured it up this week, 47 years. Ah!
When he was just a baby.
Yeah, he was just a child. He was 2 years old. We played together. Yeah. Steve Hoyt over there on keyboards. How could you not know John Bunzow? How could you not know Denny Bixby? And if you don't know, you should know Marty Henninger. You'll hear him around town in about 57 different bands. Marty and the Murder Hornets, and what's the new? Oh, they do he does a Sunday jam at Trails End, and he's in a band called the New Iberians. Yeah, so basically he's mooching work anywhere he can find it, I think. And of course, Cal Scott, folks. So. Okay, let's kick this off. This is a song I wrote from my many years of standing on a bandstand in mostly country bars and watching the attempted romances going on out there. And there were always these kind of sleazy guys that would hit on women that were way out of their league. And I always thought that was amazing, but what's even more amazing was how often it worked. Check your wallet, make sure you got money. Check your pockets for the keys to your car. Splash on a little Old Spice to lure the honeys. Go out and find yourself a bar. Grab a bar stool, start a tab. Then knock back a half a dozen shots. Hey, there's your courage. Now pick out a woman. Go tell her that you're things that you're not. Yeah, some guys lie 'cause they're liars. It's just the stuff they're made of. And they'll swear they got a really good reason. Oh yeah, they're liars. Lying for the sake of love. They'll say things like, you feel that lump? That's a bullet. It's been inside me since Iraq. I could have turned pro, you know, back in school. It was me. I was the star quarterback. Let's get out of here. Go to my place. This bar is just a meat market. I love your dress, babe, especially the color. It's gonna look perfect on my bedroom carpet. Yeah, some guys lie 'cause they're liars. You can say that's all they're made of. Oh, they'll swear they got a really good reason. Oh yeah, they're liars. Lying for the sake of love. Hey, what's the deal with these women who swallow all these big fat lies? So I asked one serial victim, if you believe this stuff, well, tell me why. Well, she blushed. She said, I'm empty. I just need something more in my life. When I meet a guy who's a little crazy, I think he just might add a little spice. And you can call him a liar. You can say that's all he's made of. Yeah, well, I believe him, and I believe him for a reason. I believe him for the sake of love. For the sake of love. For the sake of love. Believe him for the sake of love. Thank you. I'm doing this on purpose, just so you know. Come on, down farther. Down, boy. Down, boy, I say. There we go. And this one doesn't need an explanation. It would probably offend whoever it was written for.
Are they here tonight?
I forgot how we were starting this. Are you counting it off, or am I starting it? It's shallow water. Yeah. Help me, I'm going down for the last time. She cried out from the kiddies' wading pool. Panic, yeah, that's her favorite pastime. Always think the worst thing, that's her rule. Now maybe it's some kind of childhood trauma. Always makes her think she's in over her head. And now she's just addicted to the drama. Having things go right is what she dreads. It seems she just can't see she could make it to dry land. She doesn't need to swim. All she'd have to do is stand. It's just shallow water.
Shallow water.
It's only shallow water.
Shallow water.
She's never kept the love of someone else, even though that's what she really craves. But she can't find a way to love herself, so bitterness is all that fills her days. At the slightest hint of trouble, she'll splash and thrash around. Even if it's not that deep, she'll find some brand new way to drown. In shallow water,
Shallow water,
it's only shallow water.
shallow water.
She's never get the love of anyone else, even though that's what she really craves. She can't find no way to love herself, so bitterness, that's all fills her days. At the slightest hint of trouble, she'll splash and thrash around. Even if it's not that deep, she'll find some brand new way to drown. In shallow water,
Shallow water,
it's only shallow water.
shallow water.
Well, maybe it's just for show, or maybe she doesn't know that it's only shallow water. Shallow water. Help me, I'm going down for the last time. Thank you. Remember that stuff I told you at the beginning of the night about, this is, you got to have a good time? Well, this is the part where I bum you all out. So when I was recording this, I had this one song that I was trying to combine two ideas, one funny, one not, and I thought it worked in the song at the time. But anyhow, the first thought was that, I've never met a guitar player, no matter whether they're good or bad, or they have a million guitars or just one, or their guitars are quality or junk. They're all drooling over one other guitar. Every...
Is that true?
No.
That's not true.
Just one more, though.
I would be curious to know how many guitars there are in ownership on this stage. It would be certainly double figures, maybe triple, I don't know. So anyhow, I was thinking about that, and then this other thought kept creeping in, and it was that all these great musicians around here that I really respect and like, were checking out. They were all dying off, and I went, And strangely, I was able to put the two things into one song. So it's a straight-ahead blues song, and there's so many great guitar players in this town, like these guys, for example. And but I was trying to think, the blues, I think I'm going to call Doug Rowell. And so I've known Doug for a long time. I called Doug Rowell and asked him if he'd play on the record, and he said, sure, he'd be glad to. And he lays down a solo on this CD. I love it. He just tears it up. So anyhow, Doug was supposed to play tonight. I'm drying out, excuse me. And he called me about a month ago and said, hey, man, I'm just not feeling well, and I hate to do this, but I'm canceling the gig, and a few others too. He said, so don't take it personal. I'm canceling a bunch of gigs. And I said, well, get better. And I hung up, and like 5 days later, he was gone. So this is, I'm going to dedicate this to Doug, man. What a guy. Well, I don't have much money. I'm retired these days, but I can you run out of dough. Yeah, that's a smart play, so I've been told. But my heroes keep checking out, and it leaves such a scar. And I think Time's getting short, you know. I need to buy one more guitar.
One more guitar.
Well, I got a Fender, I got a Gibson, but I can tell you this, it just ain't enough. I don't have a Paul Reed Smith. Now you might think I'm greedy, 'cause right now I got plenty. But to a guitar picker, there's just no such thing as too many. Sure, I'm still driving a $500 car, but I'll kick the bucket in that old bucket if that means I can buy one more guitar.
One more guitar.
You know the fuse on our life is lit on the date of our birth, and we only get one chance to decide what that time's worth. So don't be wasting money on champagne and caviar. Why, that's just reckless. Get out there and buy yourself one more guitar. And they're a memory. Billy Rancher, you know, they got no chance to retire. Paul DeLay, Linda Hornbuckle, I'm afraid they've all expired. Jim Pepper, Janice Scroggins, they're all credits to our species. And I miss Carlton and Tim Ellison Pringle and Doug Rowell and Jim Meesey. My wife says it's proof we should be eating more kale than we are. But I said, no, darling, it's just proof I need to hurry up and buy one more guitar.
One more guitar.
Now you might regret what you've done, or maybe what you didn't do. But what you've done is behind you, so come on, man, get a clue. Don't be lying on your deathbed, sweating what you should have done. Pull the trigger right now, my friend. It's time you had some fun. Greener pastures, that's where I'm gonna set up my camp. And now that I think about it, this would be an excellent time to buy one more new amp. Man, pretty good picking on that one, huh? So here's one that I went to my 50th high school reunion. Yeah, 68, in case you guys are not fast at math. Thought I'd help you out. Yeah, I didn't say what year I went. I went to my 50th high school reunion 10 years from now. And
To graduate, but that's okay.
yeah, right. I went through the 8th grade in Lapine. Lapine. Yeah, 8th grade in Lapine. It was like the worst 5 years of my life. Ho! Oldest joke in the world. It still works. It still works. So anyhow, this is after I left the reunion, which it was in Bend. I went to high school in Bend. And so I'm driving back through the mountains from Bend, and this song appeared. Nobody wants to grow old, but nobody wants to die young. We all have the same goal. Everybody wants to have a long, long run. I've got this dream in my brain where there's a time travel train, and I can ride the years back a few. Back to wild weekends with all my old friends, and that first time feeling when love is brand new. I want a ticket to yesterday. I want a ticket to way back when. All aboard back to all those days, those yesterdays. I'd like to live again. Because the time goes so fast, there's some I keep close by. Since so many have passed, and I had no chance to say goodbye. And as the years fly by, I see time's not on my side, and my energy dwindles a bit. And I want so bad to have what I had, and this time around make the most of what I missed. I want a ticket to yesterday. I want a ticket to way back when. All aboard back to all those days, those yesterdays. I'd like to live again. They say someday time will run out. I don't think that's true. I don't believe that time ever runs out. It just goes on without me and you. I know no train's coming by to take us back to our youth. But tales are in great supply. They don't have to be the gospel truth. And in the telling of those tales, you know, it never fails. We'll speak of those ones that are gone, and telling all those stories about our past glories. Those days and loved ones live on, and that's our ticket to yesterday. That's the ticket to way back when. All those stories of all those days, those yesterdays. We'd like to live again. All those stories of yesterdays, they're the way we get to live them again. Thank you. Okay, now I tend to write really linear songs, you know, like they make sense from the beginning to the end. And I admire all these songwriters that write things that I go, I like that. I don't know what it's about, but I like that. Kind of like, you know, like Paul Simon. I love his songs. I emotionally relate to lines in them, but sometimes I don't really know what they're about, you know. Well, this is the one song where I went, the hell with it. I'm writing this, and I know that there's a small select group of us, and they're all people who used to work in radio broadcasting with me. And they will understand what this song is about, and other people probably won't. But the song is called Dead Air. drive in the nitty-gritty city, playing tunes for the people's drive home. I spin a classic old Conway Twitty, got a winner on the telephone. Congratulations, you're the 15th caller. Well, what do you got to say? You know I'll put you on the air if you scream and holler and act like I made your day. I got to keep these needles moving. I can't get up from this chair. Nothing is the sound that we can't have. Ain't no bigger sin than having dead air. Can't be having dead air. I see the hotline blinking just when I was having some fun. I'm sad to say that my twisted humor is darker than my Marlboro lungs. It might be in the land of the W's, maybe in the land of the K's. On either coast you sweat the ARBs, reading flip cards and PSAs. I got to keep these needles moving. I can't get up from this chair. Nothing is the sound that we can't have. Ain't no bigger sin than having dead air. Can't be having dead air. On the bridge. We used to pick the latest sensations in country and rock and roll. Yeah, but now it's clicks and whirs from the automation, 'cause this industry has lost its soul. Ain't much more than dead air. From your car or your kitchen counter, you knew you always had a friend to tell you what's going on around you, or maybe music's latest trend. But now the industry that I heart has been assimilated like the Borg. What used to be a party on a platter is now a 50,000 watt morgue. At long last, dead air is proper. Ain't much more to be said. How's about we have ourselves a moment of silence? That's what dead air sounds like. Thank you. I want to acknowledge some people on this CD that it's so much work doing these. It's amazing how many people it takes to do stuff. But obviously, Gary Ogan did a killer job for me, and I'm really, really happy with that. And of course, Cal and Jack and all the musicians that played on it. But Owen Carey did the photography for the CD. My son Joel did the design for it, despite the fact that on the CD in parentheses after his name it says no relation.
Editorial comment.
Yeah. Where do you suppose he got the idea to be a smartass? You know? I don't know. And Ryan Freak Foster, yeah, he's in the back of the room. Tweak and the Freaks, he did the mastering on that too. And I probably am forgetting somebody, but it was a blast, and I really appreciate it. And thank you for coming out. And we're going to polish it off here with the last song on the album, which is a simple song called Simple Stuff.
Give it up for Corky Coreson.
A purring cat on your lap, a silly grin from a happy dog. Some good friends round a campfire, all staring at a burning log. That hot time of the year when you're working on your tan. An ice cold beer, a whole day with no plan. Yeah, some folks have mansions and limos, and it's still not enough. How can that be? All they really need is the simple stuff. Give me the simple stuff. Why not? To have your loved ones always with you, even if it's only in thought. The joy of daydreaming about what you could have. The gratitude for what you've got. Well, you can say this night's refreshing, or you can whine about the cold. You can learn from all those hard times, or you can just get old. And if you think what life's about is the size of your income, well, then you've never felt the tiny little fingers of a baby get a grip around your thumb. Yeah, you can have all you ever wanted, and it still might not be enough. How can that be? All you really need is just to set yourself free. Enjoy the simple stuff. Give me the simple stuff. I just want simple stuff. Thank you very much for coming out. Get home safely. Look out for the ice. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. And thanks to all these guys who I've been slobbering over all week, thanking them. They're wonderful. Yeah, thank you. I can't thank you guys enough.